Good morning. Day 210. Cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and pantry meals. It's going to be a beautiful day today. It is going up to 88, which is just a little past my comfort zone, but I have air conditioning, so that'll be fine. I think it'll be humid though because we've had a lot of rain, and my plants are very happy, and I really enjoyed the couple of rainy days that we had. So today I'm thinking I'd like to work on my last unit of shelving, but I don't know. I make plans in the morning and then I don't feel like doing it, so I do something else. But eventually I get it done. So do you guys do things even if you don't feel like it, or do you kind of go with the flow and do what your feelings tell you you want to do that day? That's kind of how I work. I kind of go with my mood and see what I feel like doing. And so far it's been working out okay. I'm definitely not the speediest person in the world, but that's okay. It works for me. So I still have leftovers to eat today, and I'd like to finish those up. So I have enough for at least a couple more meals, which is nice. And on busy days, when I do get into a project, that's much appreciated, because I don't have a whole lot of just food that I can just pop into the microwave and heat up, other than what I make in leftovers. So it's always nice to have a little bit extra food when you cook. I know a lot of people like to cook just lots of meals and then freeze those, which works great too. But I'm trying to cook down the freezer and not fill it back up at this point. Eventually I'll probably do that too, but I can't do that now because I want to cook up the food I have. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee, sit down and gather my thoughts, see what I want to do for today. So I'll be back in a little while, and we'll see what's for dinner. Not dinner, breakfast, day 210. What's for brunch, day 210? I know I have some leftovers, and I have some of this chard from the garden. Some of that. And I have the nut chicken salad that I made. I'm going to have a little bit of that. Let's see what's in here. Oh, I have to make this. Put that out so I remember. Tomato. Some strawberries. Okay. I'm going to call that good. I'll meet you at the stove. I'm going to check this out and make sure it's still good. And it is. But it needs to be eaten. So chard is a lot like spinach, and this has some other things in with it too. I forget which greens I picked, but I need to cook the rest of it, and I'll pick some more from the garden a little later, so it makes it worthwhile to cook it. But I'm going to make this into a salad. I want to chop it up more. because chard is a little bit tougher than spinach. But my chard that I have growing out there, a couple of bad leaves here. My chard that I have growing out there is just a lot for me, and I'm the only one that eats it, so, well, maybe not. I guess I'm not the only one that eats it. Alright, so I'm just going to make a little bit of a salad here. And I'm going to add a couple strawberries, because those need to be eaten up too. They were markdowns. So I'm just going to take a couple of those. And then I got my first pepper from the garden. And it's the one I was wondering if it was sweet or hot, and it's sweet. So I'm excited about that. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to put some of these crispy onions on my salad. So I have some celery and I have some strawberry on my salad with some raspberry vinaigrette. And here is my nut chicken salad that looks like chicken salad. And tastes like chicken salad. Those little corn tenders really make a nice chickeny whatever you want it for. Whether it's pot pie or soup or a sandwich like this. They're very absorbent, and in combination with Trader Joe's not chicken seasoning, it really does give a chicken taste. Now some people say, well, you don't eat meat, why would you want chicken? Well, I grew up eating meat and gave it up about 12 years ago because of cruelty issues. I was never a huge meat eater, but anyway, that's my story. So I want to put a little bit of this mustard aioli on my bread. I haven't tried this yet, so I'll tell you if it's any good. Right. Yeah, it's tasty. All right. So here is my lunch, brunch, day 210, not chicken salad sandwich, and a strawberry and chard salad. All right. Sorry about the noise in the background, it's my washing machine, because I'm still doing laundry for my daughter, and that's probably going to be for a while, which is perfectly fine. I like helping out family, and I have way more time to do laundry than she does. All right, let me give this a taste. First, I need to take a picture. once I get my freezer cooked down more, I'll buy more of that corn. But I think I have other chicken products, not chicken, that I want to use up first. So let me try my lettuce. That's good too. Alright, I'm going to have this with some iced coffee. I saved up some of my hot coffee that I didn't finish, and I'm going to enjoy that now with this. It's going to be 88 today, and it's a good day for iced coffee. Alright, I'll be back to Walmart today to get some more canning jars, and I got the last wide mouth quart jars. And while I was in there, I wanted to try this ultimate plant-based chicken fillets. So it was $7.90, I think, and you get 3 in there. They're good size. So I'm going to have it with some garlic aioli from my fridge. And I did buy some romaine lettuce because my lettuce didn't do anything in the garden this year. So it was just too hot when I planted it. And then I just have some pickled beets from the pantry. And that's what I'm having for dinner. So this is what it looks like. Like I said, it's a good size patty. So I'm just going to add, I put the aioli mayonnaise on, and I'm just going to add some lettuce. Very simple dinner tonight. I like simple dinners on hot days. Today it went up to 88, so that's pretty warm. I know some of you that are having 100 degrees and so probably don't think that's bad, but we typically don't get past 95 to 98. So for us here in Ohio, that's getting pretty hot. So that's it. Let me give this a taste and I'll let you know if it's good. So I'm just going to try the patty first. I made this in the air fryer. It's nice and crunchy. Has a good chickeny flavor. Hot. So yes, I would get this again. It's very good. It's by Gardein. All right, I'm going to eat my dinner. So when I went to Walmart today, again, I was shocked at a lot of the prices. So there were a lot of things that I could have bought and didn't, because I kept saying, I'm not spending my money on that, it's too expensive. So a lot of the things I just left there. And I think if more of us do that, the prices will come down. But who knows? This whole situation is enough to drive you a little batty. I keep thinking, would I have all this stuff, food, things like that, if all this wasn't going on? And I probably would not. I mean, I've always had a food stash, just because I think it's a prudent thing to do, just in case something happens, you know, well, like when I broke my hip and I couldn't go out for 6 weeks. unless somebody took me, and so I just stayed home. But, or if the winter weather here in Ohio, sometimes it gets pretty bad. So if that's the case, I don't want to have to run out and get whatever. So I've always stocked food, but not to this degree. So, especially if you're in the declutter mode, bringing all this food into your house doesn't help the situation. Now, I have my food on shelves and stuff like that, but it's not very well organized. And I really need to do that. So there you go. There's another project that I have to do. But it's okay, you know, in a way I'm glad that I can buy food, because I'll tell you, sometimes I think it's almost better to invest in food with the way the stock market is going and all the threat to the dollar. You know, at least if something befalls the banks, you'll have enough food to eat. So anyway, but, you know, I think we all just need to carry on, not panic, just sort of carry on and be prepared for whatever comes. So, getting back to the decluttering, like I said, all the food isn't helping my situation. But I'm making progress. I mean, I have my living room pretty much decluttered. Sometimes I bring things in there that I have to put away, but I'm keeping up with it. Like now, the canning jars, I thought it'd be a good idea to have some extra, because now that I have the garden that's producing more than it has in the past, I thought having some extra canning jars might be a good idea. So a lot of the food that I'm going to grow, if I get a big enough yield, I want to turn them into powders instead of just canning them. Because right now I do have canned tomatoes and canned tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce. I stocked up on that. But if you make your tomatoes into a powder, you can rehydrate them with water. So you can make your own tomato paste, you can make your own tomato sauce. If you dehydrate your peppers, you can make spice mix with it, with a tomato powder too. Because if you look, a lot of spices have peppers and tomatoes and celery. So you can create your own spice mixes with a lot of the powdered mixes. So anyway, that's my plan, and I have to put up some more shelving. And Walmart, again, at the bakery, had buckets, and I lucked out. They're kind of getting a little hard to get, but I did get 3 large ones and 4 small ones. The small ones are nice for, you know, putting like 5 pounds of flour in. Same with sugar, salt. Now with the flour and things, they say if you put bay leaves in with them, that it'll keep the bugaboos out. And I've said this before, but my mom always put a piece of untreated wood in with her grains to keep the bugs out. So I figure if you put the wood and the bay leaves in there, you're probably going to be okay. Now they do recommend that you freeze your grains and your flour and your rice, you know, all that stuff for 24 hours, and that will also kill whatever is in your food. I know, gross. Just thinking about it is like, ew, that's nasty. But it is what it is, you know. If we knew everything we ate, we'd never eat anything. So I need to work on my kitchen. So when I went to Walmart today, and this was actually one of the main reasons I went to Walmart, I was looking for paint sticks because my little cubbies, the back is open. So what I need to do is I was going to put the paint stick across the back so that the cubbies would shove through the back. So I got 8 paint sticks, which that's what I need, and I got little screws, little tiny screws to screw it in there. So that's a project I have to work on. And then I got the half-gallon mason jars. I was going to put everything into a quart jar and put it up on the open shelf, but I thought, well, I'm going to constantly be refilling that. So then I ended up getting the half-gallon mason jars, and I won't have to fill them as often, and it'll still look nice. It won't look ridiculous. So I'm creating more storage space in my kitchen, and my kitchen is a working kitchen. You're never going to walk into my kitchen and see like nothing on my countertops, or you know, that's just not my kitchen. It's a working kitchen, and it has an old world vibe going. I mean, my living room here has a 70s vibe going, so I think I'm going in the Wayback Machine, back to my youth. But my kitchen, I want to leave with that old world feel. And I talked about that in yesterday's video, decorating around the feeling of a room. So that's the feeling that I want in my kitchen, and actually also in my dining room. I always wanted to make it feel like a bistro and a winery. So the dining room has more of the winery vibe going on, and the kitchen has more of the bistro kind of vibe going on. So, and then of course you can always take your coffee into my 70s room and drink it there. But anyway, I know, sometimes I don't know what goes on in my head. It's just there, and it needs to be expressed. So nothing wrong with that. So anyway, I'm going to carry on with my decluttering. And I was reading a little book about that, and apparently the way I declutter, there's actually a name for it. And it's called onion layers. And what it is you keep going around and you keep decluttering a room, and then you go back to it and you declutter the next layer, and then you declutter the next layer. I had no idea that that was actually a thing. It's just how I do it. So anyway, I'm glad I got the Walmart trip over with, because I had ordered some canned tomatoes just for the stash. And when my order came yesterday with the mason jars and all that stuff, for some reason, the tomatoes were a pickup and everything else was a delivery. So it's like, well, now I gotta go to Walmart anyway. But I decided to keep the pint-sized jars too, because I thought if I make pickled veggies, which I do quite often, I save the pickle juice sometimes, or the beet juice, and I figured I could eat up a pint much quicker than I could eat up a quart. Because sometimes if you leave them in there too long, they end up mushy, and then I don't like them anymore. And then I thought I have a couple of the half-gallon mason jars left over that I'm not going to put anything in, and I thought that would be perfect for making sauerkraut. So we'll see if I get any cabbages. It's about time that I plant some more things in the fall garden. So we'll see. Lots of projects in mind. But I'm glad. It keeps me busy. I'm not a person that sits around going, oh, I don't have anything to do. What should I do? You know, hi kids, come over and entertain me. I always have something to do. So, okay, that's all I have for you today. Not a big day of cooking, which is nice sometimes. It was more a leftover day. And I still have a couple leftovers for tomorrow. I have some more of the chicken pot pie filling, and I did get some biscuits at Walmart, so I'll probably eat that over a couple biscuits. And oh, I still have some peas, so maybe I'll make some pea soup out of that. I'm not sure. So that's all I have for you today. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.